This is the second and last of the two-part series of how 4 minor children survived a plane crash and 40 days in an Amazon rainforest. It was a grueling 40 days in a hostile environment and terrain. Before I delve into today's luminous story, I urge you to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment on this video, and to strike the notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you will be notified. The plane, which was carrying the 4 children and 3 adults, a single-engine Cessna, went down on 1 May 2023. It is said to have nose-dived into the jungle, and it's not clear what caused the crash. The crash site was only discovered on 16 May 2023, 2 weeks after the tragedy struck. The 3 adults, a pilot, an indigenous leader, and the mother of the 3 children, perished in the crash. Their lifeless bodies were discovered at the crash site, but the 4 children had disappeared into thin air. Only a baby bottle, a pair of shoes, and some footprints leading away from the scene. Then the work to look for the children began. The children, 2 sisters, a boy and a baby girl, were discovered 3 miles from the crash site. They were very weak, and their strength was only enough to breathe, to reach for fruits, and to feed themselves and drink water. Fruit was plentiful in the area where they were staying. The jungle was so thick that the helicopter which was attempting to rescue them had nowhere to land. The rescuers had to use a winch to pull the children up one after the other. The Belgian shepherd named Wilson, the dog which found the children, kept them company for a while, but it later disappeared, unfortunately, into the rainforest. When the children were found, they were weak and they spoke very little. The 4 miracle children were found in a clearing in the rainforest. They had no shoes and they were malnourished. They were too tired to walk. The eldest of the 4, Leslie, was 13, used her knowledge, the knowledge that was passed on to her by her elder. She guided and protected her younger siblings to survive. This was despite the heavy rains, the lack of food, and the dangerous animals in the forest. The children's mother, Magdalena McCarthy, fought to survive for 40 days, but she got weaker and told her children to leave her behind and asked Leslie to take care of her younger siblings. Leslie made shelter. She chose safer and nutritious fruit such as the Kuma macrocapa. The children are said to have found one of the 8 kits dropped by the military, and they also ate cassava flour from the crash site. When the children were found, they were sleep deprived and terrified of the many threats in the forest, which is also home to rebels and drug traffickers. The children are said to have unknowingly evaded search parties and barking dogs. Their grandfather said that they were scared. They hid in the trees. It is said that the children grew up with their parents at a farm, and they knew how to survive and eat from the wild. The children belong to an indigenous group, the Hitito. It is said that from a tender age, they were taught how to survive in a rainforest. General consensus is that this is primarily what saved the children. They built shelter and searched for food and endured the hardships for 40 days and 40 nights. The search party included 150 soldiers and search dogs, which were flown to the area. There were also indigenous volunteers who had a better knowledge of the area. Their guidance came in handy during the search for the children. The Colombian president, Gustavo Petro, hailed the cooperation between the army and the indigenous people in the search for the missing children. It was a huge operation. The survival of the 4 children was clearly the work of God. It is unthinkable It is inconceivable. Think that 4 unaccompanied minors could survive under such conditions. We are talking about a jungle here, one that has dangers of all kinds. The children were strong. The family was fleeing from drug traffickers when the plane crashed. They were coming from an Amazonian village of Araraquara to San Jose de Guavia. The children have been named the Children of Peace by the Colombian president. The children's maternal uncle, Narciso Mucatey, said Leslie pulled Christian 11 months from the wreckage of the plane after spotting a protruding foot. What were some of the dangers the children were exposed to? The Amazon is a scary place. The Amazon forest is home to many venomous snakes, insects, frogs, and also the green anaconda. They are infamously poisonous plants such as the cannonball tree. Furthermore, they are carnivorous animals like the jaguars, alligators, caiman, and piranha fish. The land is said to be uneven and dangerous. It is so thick that it is almost impossible to navigate. It is a massive jungle. There are also dangers of sickness, especially from malaria and yellow fever. There are also poisonous foodstuffs and water which is unfit for human consumption. The area is awash with leeches. The weather was another danger for the children. It rains heavily between October and May in the Amazon forest. It is said that rain falls for about 16 hours a day. The other threat was that of rebels and drug traffickers. It was a scary place for such small children. The survival of the 4 children is testimony that knowledge of the environment is a key to life experiences. Technology is as good as it goes. There are limits, but nature is wonderful. As Colombia celebrates the survival of 4 children in an Amazonian rainforest, humanity is coming to terms that there are certain things that cannot be explained. Remember, one of the children was only 11 months. How she managed to survive, how the 4 managed to survive remains a mystery. And this is the reason why the 4 children are nicknamed the Miracle Children. The Colombian president has also named the children of peace. This is in recognition of the desire to have peace in a country that is so fractious, a country divided by rebels fighting the government and those people who are dominating the illegal drug trade in South America. Thank you for watching this episode of Luminous Recaps. We endeavor to keep on entertaining you with luminous stories from all over the world, from different walks of life. Stories that will clearly define humanity, its trials and its tribulations, happy moments, sad ones, tragedies, celebration, hatred, war, and peace. Thank you for watching this episode. It's goodbye for now.